It's a lot of sacrifice that come with gaining what you want. Truly. Unless you want those things, then by all means, you missing out on other stuff though. You missing out on saving money. You missing out on building a future because you too focused on partying all night. You too focused on blowing all your money as soon as you get it. You too focused on chasing tail. You too focused on being high and being drunk. And you too focused on stuff that really is a waste of time, but we've all been there. So the whole point is to change your mindset if you have goals to go somewhere else. So don't throw darts out the window. And if you find yourself throwing the darts out the window, if you find yourself throwing your darts at anything but the bullseye, change your alignment. Align yourself to where you're throwing the darts at the bullseye. And that may be changing your perspective. Stop looking this way and look that way. You might be looking in the wrong direction, which is why you're throwing in the wrong direction. So in order to go in the right direction, you want to turn and change your focus so that way you can hit the bullseye. But you're not going to hit the target if you're not looking at it, for one. Yo, welcome back to the podcast, man. I know it's been a minute, but I wanted to jump on here and speak my mind for a little bit. I had some things to say, and I just wanted to check in with y'all and make sure what I'm saying, y'all starting y'all year off right. Starting 2025 off right. As we can see, I made a big change myself right before the end of the year. I cut the dreads, I cut the locks. The reason I really cut them, it's multiple reasons why I cut them. But the main reason was for a fresh start, to start over, man, to have a clean slate, I felt like it was just time for a change, I feel like change is good. Change can be great. I feel like truly it's the stagnant lifestyle of wanting to stay the same that's truly the problem, like I feel like once people stop growing, there's really just a halt to your entire life unless you okay where you at. If there's things you still want to pretty much achieve and succeed in life, I feel like growth is always going to be a determining factor in making sure you get to those destinations. So that's pretty much kind of what I want to talk about today is pretty much creating the life that you want. Creating a life that you want. Even if you are living a life that you love and you enjoy right now, if you do have goals and you do have dreams, you do have aspirations and stuff like that, you gotta create a change. You gotta create a shift in the life that you have now. You gotta create a shift or a rift in the moment that you are in now presently. And you do those by stacking daily habitual changes, so one foot in front of the other, one brick at a time, one choice at a time, one decision at a time, and that all comes with I preach this a lot, consistency, discipline, and sacrifice. You got to give up something for some. You have to change some things in order for other things to come into your life. You have to let certain things go and move certain things around and create space in order for those changes or those things to form into your life or to have like access and room into your life. So I truly believe that tomorrow starts today. So in order to create a new life, you need to begin now. You need to begin today. Don't wait on tomorrow. And even if you wait till tomorrow, it won't begin to show up until you start applying, daily changes in the present. So pretty much again, to tomorrow starts today. Tomorrow starts today. There is no, you snap your fingers and everything just comes into existence. Everything just so-called falls in your lap. It takes hard work. It takes dedication. It takes, discipline. It takes consistency. It takes resilience. It takes, endurance. It takes sacrifice. It takes vision. It takes having a vision on where you want to go, where you want to be, who you want to be around, who you want to become. And, I feel like pretty much those things can only be formed with transformation in your life, transformation in your daily habits, transformation in your mindset. Um, where do you want to go? Who do you want to be? Where do you plan on ending up? And you know, with where I plan on going, my hair just couldn't come with me, and I loved my hair. I loved the journey that I went through with my hair, but everything isn't meant to last forever. And for me, like, I wasn't sure if it was something that I wanted permanently. And honestly, after cutting it, I know for a fact it wasn't. Do I miss having hair? Not necessarily, but I am grateful for, the time that I did have going through my lock journey. It was amazing. I wouldn't change anything for anything, but it reached a point where it was time for growth. It was time for change. And I'm glad that I made the decision. It was actually a very, 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 very hard decision. It was a very hard decision because I was super dedicated to being a dreadhead, being a Loch Ness monster, like I really enjoyed having hair, but it got to a point where I felt like it became a stumbling block due to just what it took to upkeep and just the overall appearance that it gave me. Um, Not saying it in a bad way, it's just more so, again, my hair couldn't come with me where I'm going. And I felt like, that change needed to happen in order for me to make the proper adjustments in my life to get to where I want to go. You know, I wanted a more cleaner look. I wanted a more professional look. And yes, you can look professional and clean with locks. I just wanted for me to have a clean cut. I missed having waves. I miss having a clean cut. I miss not having to upkeep, my hair. I miss not having to worry about what I was gonna do with my hair and setting up appointments to get it done. And it was just a lifestyle I didn't want to live anymore. So pretty much that's what it all boils down to, is the change that I wanted was to not have to worry about things that I had to worry about having locks, you know the constant detox, the constant hair appointments, and sitting in the shop for over an hour, multiple times. It was just something that I was kind of just over. I was over it. My hair was past my, what I'm saying, my breastplate, if that's what we want to call it. It was hitting my belly, like it was long. It was very, very long. But anyways, my point is, sometimes it hurts to let things go, but we can use me cutting my locks as an allegory to cutting things off. Sometimes you need to cut things off in order to get to where you want to go. That can include people, that can include spaces, that can include habits, that can include a mindset. Once again, like, sometimes you have to let go and cut off certain thoughts just to even grow into new thoughts and create new mindsets in order for you to get to where you want to go. So again, tomorrow starts today. Another thing, like, if we even want to talk on like a micro or macro level, because honestly, the smallest things, it'd be the smallest things that can create the biggest change in your life. you know um in another phrase is, okay, so for one, we got tomorrow starts today, but we also have tomorrow starts tonight. Tomorrow starts tonight. you know and when I say tonight, I'm talking to about the prior night. So, like, for example, in the morning, if you got to get up for work, you set your alarm the night of. So if I got to be up at 6 a.m. and I'm going to bed at 8:30, I'm setting my alarm before I go to sleep, so that way I wake up on time. I don't just plan on my body just popping up, and I don't plan on just waking up on time. I'm setting intentions to wake up on time in order to get to work and start my day in a timely manner. So that's me controlling the outcome of my life. That's me controlling the outcome of the very next day. So by you setting your alarm clock, you're already planning to organize the day to go the way that you would like it to go. So with me saying that, even setting your mind, setting your intentions the night before for the day to come is one of the most powerful things you can do. It's one of the most powerful habits that you could have, is actually setting your mind, not just your alarm clock, but setting your mind on where you want to go tomorrow. Setting your mind on the things that need to be done the very next day. And that can include meditation, that can include affirmations, that can include, checklist, you know. It's so many things you can do to prepare for the next day the night prior to. So another example is, like how we used to have the first day of school.
I found this on the web.
And I know Siri going somewhere. But in my culture, and I'm sure it's not just black culture, but like I know when we used to have first days of school, we used to be excited to wear the new outfits that we had like prepared for the day of school, the first day of school. So the night of or the night before, the night prior to school, we would lay out our outfits. You got the shoes next to the jeans, and the jeans laid on top of the sweater and the shirt or whatever the case is. Like you got your hat you go wear, you got your little accessories. If you go wear a watch or a chain, you know what I'm saying? Like it was all laid out and ready to go. Again, preparing for the very next day, so that way you're not waking up scrambling trying to figure out what you're gonna wear and this, that, and the third. You wake up, brush your teeth, wash your face, and you get to it. You throw the clothes on. You ain't gotta go scribbling and scrambling. You ain't gotta go trying to figure out what you're gonna wear. It's already said and done, and that cuts out a lot of time, a lot of wasted time. So again, that's another example of time management. Time management is very important when you plan on going somewhere, when you have a destination you want to get to. If you're a very busy person, you want to make sure that your day is timely mannered out. You know what I'm saying? Like you wake up and you go put in your 8 hours at work, and then after work you may have to, go pick up the kids or go grocery shopping or stop at the bank. You might want to hit the gym. You might have to meal prep, or it's so many things. That's another thing you can actually do to make sure that your day is timely managed by meal prepping. Prepping on a Sunday for the week or for the next 3 days. But that's neither here nor there. But my point is, like, having things on a schedule, controlling your time using a schedule, fitting things in scheduled, so that way you have time for everything throughout the day. And certain things just may not make it into that day, but when you got your day organized, it stops you from having, like, wasting idle time. It stops you from going here and there and all over the place and wasting time. It allows you to be more organized, so that way you can control your outcomes better. You can control your input even better. And what I mean by input is you can control if you get a chance to hit the gym today, how long you hit the gym, and how many times you can hit the gym throughout the week based on the schedule. How many meetings you can have, and how much father daughter time you can have. So how much intimate time you can have with a relationship partner. Like with an intimate partner. Like it's so much you can do to make sure that your day goes according to time management, according to fitting everything into a mode to where, again, you end up at the destination you want to. So again, we got tomorrow starts today, but also tomorrow starts last night, shall I say. Not even tonight, but last night. And you could say tonight, but that could be taken the wrong way. But today started last night. Today started last night. So that's another way to actually put it. So again, we talking about set your mind. You got to set your mind, not just your clock. You got to set your mind, not just your clock. Because that's the whole point of a mindset, is actually setting your mind. You're setting your mind to a certain perspective, to a certain thought pattern, to a certain, vision, to a certain manifestation, to a certain, outcome, to a certain, solution, whatever the case may be. But when you set your mind, because your mind can be set, and it can be set on the wrong things just as much as the right things. So make sure you're intentionally setting your mind to go to where you want to go and get to where you want to get to. You also want to make sure that you're visualizing the process, not just the outcome. Visualizing the process, not just the outcome. So what I mean by visualizing the process and not just the outcome is, okay, you may have fitness goals to where you want to lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds. You know, in our mind, most of us just see the destination of, oh, when I get to, 30 pounds lighter, when I get to 20 pounds lighter, like we focus more on the outcome than the process, and that most important part of the outcome is the process. So you want to focus on the most important part, and the most important part is actually the process. So again, we talking about nutrition, we talking about physical fitness, we talking about things, we talking about fasting, intermittent fasting, or whatever the case may be. But you want to talk about the regimen, you want to talk about the curriculum, you want to talk about the actual template on what's going to get you to those places that you want to get to. Not just getting there, not just being there, but how do you get there? What does the journey look like? That's the most important part of manifestation. That's the most important part of bringing forth the future that you want, is by focusing on the process. The process. How do I get there? How do I buy my first house? How do I make my first investment? How do I buy my first asset? How do I save my first $1,000? How do I lose 30 pounds? And when you focus on the how, that's the main process, is how. This is what I need to do. This is what I need to do. This is what I need to do. Focus on that, not just the actual thing, the actual goal. What's going to get you to the goal is the most important part. You set a goal and then you make a plan to get to the goal. So again, you want to visualize the process, not just the outcome. That's how you transform your life. That's how you continue to move forward into getting to the goals that you want to get to. And last but not least, this is today I was listening to a podcast, and I mean, it like blew my mind, the analogy that I heard, and I just want to bless y'all with it. So like, here's the example. You know how you play darts? You trying to hit the bullseye. So you throwing a dart, and your main goal is to hit the bullseye. Your main goal is to hit the bullseye. Even in archery, your main goal is to hit the bullseye. We can focus on anything. Basketball, your main goal is to get it in the hoop. You know what I'm saying? Like golf, your main goal is to not get a hole in one, but get it into the hole. You know what I'm saying? So football, get it to the touchdown, get it to the other end of the field. You know, a test, you want to pass the test. But again, it's the same as the example before. It's focused on the process, but some of us, we want to go somewhere, but we not applying the we mostly don't apply what it takes to get there. Again, because we just swear something gonna fall out of the sky into our lap, and it's just gonna happen just because we want it. That's not how manifestation works. So the analogy is, when you're playing darts and you're shooting for the bullseye, in order to hit the bullseye, you actually have to be aiming at the bullseye. So our goal, let's say that our goal is the bullseye. But for most of us, if we're not taking those daily strides or those daily baby steps to get to where we want to go, most of the time we're doing things that are completely obsolete of what we're trying to achieve, what we're trying to, bring into our life. Again, like I said, by creating room. So by letting go things, and creating that space in order for it to come in. But the analogy is, this is an example. Our goal is the bullseye. But if you're not striving every single day to hit that bullseye by taking, strides into that direction, you're pretty much throwing darts out the window. You're throwing darts out the window. So if you got a goal of physical fitness, but yet you smoking and you vaping and you eating like dirt, and you're not hitting the gym, and you binge watching Netflix, and you're not doing anything to lose those pounds, to lose that weight, to get into that shape, you're pretty much throwing darts out the window. If your goal is to save $1,000, but you out here buying this and buying that and eating here and eating there and giving here and giving there, and I'm not saying don't be charitable, but you gotta have your goals in mind when you're doing anything and everything that you're doing throughout the day. So again, mindset. Tomorrow starts today. Tomorrow starts tonight. So if you're not making those plans, and investing in getting to that goal, you're throwing darts out the window. If you're out here chasing tail, you know, if you're out here trying to party all night, if you're out here trying to just have all this fun, you're missing the whole point of having goals is to let go of some of that fun. Because 9 times out of 10, getting to most of these goals that we want to get to, so to achieve the success that we want, it's not going to be a very fun process. It's not going to be a dopamine filled process. It's going to be a process where you have to let go of certain things, let go of certain people, let go of certain places, let go of certain habits. It's a lot of sacrifice that come with gaining what you want. Truly. Unless you want those things, then by all means, you're missing out on other stuff though. You missing out on saving money. You missing out on building a future because you too focused on partying all night. You too focused on blowing all your money as soon as you get it. You too focused on chasing tail. You too focused on being high and being drunk. And you too focused on stuff that really is a waste of time, but we've all been there. So the whole point is to change your mindset if you have goals to go somewhere else. So don't throw darts out the window. And if you find yourself throwing the darts out the window, if you find yourself throwing your darts at anything but the bullseye, change your alignment. Align yourself to where you're throwing the darts at the bullseye. And that may be changing your perspective. Stop looking this way and look that way. You might be looking in the wrong direction, which is why you're throwing in the wrong direction. So in order to go in the right direction, you want to turn and change your focus so that way you can hit the bullseye. But you're not going to hit the target if you're not looking at it, for one. Let's just be, real. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, you can get lucky or you can get super talented. But again, that takes a lot of looking at the target to hit it. But my point is, you're not going to hit the target if you're not looking at it. And you definitely not going to hit the target if you're not aiming at it or throwing in its direction. So in order to get to these goals, in order to get to these visions, in order to get to, manifesting the life that you want, in order to get to the future that you want to create for yourself, you have to throw darts at the bullseye that you've created for yourself. And that may look like letting go of a lot of things that you were doing that don't get you to that place, that don't apply any pressure in that direction. Don't have darts in your hand and throw them out the window when you have a bullseye that you want to hit. So my point of this entire episode is, if you have goals, if you have visions, if you have aspirations, if you have a future that you want for yourself, your family, your friends, whoever it may be, whatever it may be, whenever it may be, you must realign yourself for that. If you're not already in alignment, you want to, adjust your mindset, adjust your daily habits, adjust your lifestyle to put you in that direction. That may be picking up new books, listening to new podcasts, checking out new episodes, or checking out a lot of information. Because, YouTube University, you can learn anything. So, finding the resources to give you the skills in order to get you started, to give you the mindset to get you started, to give you the information to get you started, if you don't already have it. And if you already have those things, it's up to you to start applying action in that direction towards that bullseye, to get to where you want to get to. Ain't nothing stopping you from becoming who you want to become or being what you want to be but yourself. You are your number one critic, your number one downfall, your number one enemy, but you are also your number one savior. You can be your best friend, and you are your biggest asset. It's all about how you apply yourself. It's all about how you apply yourself. So with that being said, man, continue to strive for greatness, continue to be great, continue to grow, continue to shoot for the stars, continue to shoot for that bullseye. Shoot for that bullseye. Because honestly, I believe in you. I believe as human beings, we are powerful. We are strong. We are creative. We are smart. We are intellectual. And anything that we want to learn, we can learn. Ain't nothing stopping us but us. So again, it's so life for life. I believe in order to change the world, you have to change yourself. And when you change yourself, everything changes. So life for life. We out.